Welcome to District Dialogues. I am Marvin Arrington Jr., Fulton County Commissioner of District 5. The district encompasses parts of unincorporated Fulton County, Southwest Atlanta, East Point, East Atlanta, and small parts of Union City and College Park. Here on District Dialogues, we share snapshots of things that are occurring in District 5. So let's get straight to it. Currently, we are collecting new or gently used blankets, coats, ponchos, and clothes for Atlanta's homeless during our 2015 Blanket Atlanta with Love drive. This event will culminate with us serving those in need and dispersing the collected goods at the Atlanta Recovery Center. In the month of December, we will have our annual toy drive, Dads, Daughters, and Dolls, where we collect dolls for daughters whose fathers are incarcerated so that the daughters can feel their father's love from behind the bars. Also in December, we will host our final District Dialogues town hall sessions where the county manager's office will share the proposed budget for 2016. Don't miss these budget presentations because your input is needed and wanted. For more information on any of these great events, please visit my website at FultonCommission5.com. FultonCommission5.com. Thank you. Now it's time for our Excellence in Education segment, where we spotlight individuals, schools, or organizations that are making stellar strides in the world of academia. Today, please meet Tamika Williamson, Executive Director of National College Resource Foundation. Welcome to the show, Ms. Williamson.
Hi, thank you.
So, what is the National College Resource Foundation, and why is the work that you do important?
Well, the National College Resource Foundation is actually an organization that was founded by a lady by the name of Teresa Price. It was put together to help connect and create college readiness opportunities for students. We focus a lot on minority students, Hispanic students, but it's all about creating and connecting students to college opportunities.
And how can residents of Fulton County or District 5 in particular benefit from some of your services and events?
Well, they could benefit in many different ways. One of the biggest events we do here in Atlanta is the Big Black College Expo. That's coming up here shortly, but we also do it here twice a year because we partner with the Steve Harvey Foundation with their neighborhood awards. But we also provide workshops, seminars to help educate students as well as parents on how to go to college, what those opportunities are, and how to obtain the funding to do that as well.
And who should attend these events, or what can a family expect by attending the College Expo?
Well, the College Expo is actually open for everyone. We really highly encourage any student from middle school all the way up to high school to attend. We also have opportunities for transfer students. So if they're already in college, they're looking to go back to college, this is a great opportunity to get in front of decision makers at universities and be able to make their college dreams a reality.
And who are some of your key partners that you work with with the National College Resource Foundation?
We actually partner with the Thurgood Marshall Foundation to help provide scholarships in the STEM area. We also partner with the Steve Harvey group. We're part of the Neighborhood Awards. And we also have some other key partnerships that are coming down the pike that I'm just going to leave that for an announcement later on, but he's a major player here in Atlanta.
Awesome, awesome. If people want to find out more, how can people find out more about the National College Resource Foundation?
They can go to our website, thecollegeexpo.org, and they'll be able to get all the information there about our upcoming college fairs, our upcoming events, STEM expos, etc.
Do you all keep track of how much in scholarships you've been able to help students secure?
Yes, absolutely. We have worked with about 500,000 students over the past 16 years, wow. And we have garnered close to about just as much as that in scholarship money, because at our expos, we give money on the spot.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. When we come back, our community kudos. Stay with us. Welcome back to District Dialogues. In our community kudos segment, we give recognition to organizations who are striving to empower our community. Our next guests are Kiana Raven and Antonio Raven, founder and executive director of Joshua's Closet International. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
for having us.
So glad that you could make it. So, what is Joshua's Closet International, and why did you start Joshua's Closet?
Okay, so Joshua's Closet International is a 501c3 nonprofit organization for parent and teenage parents. It was started through my own personal experience, and in the 9th grade, I got pregnant at Carver High School, and I was destroyed. I made the choice. I didn't know that it was going to affect me like it did, and as well as my family. But went back to school and graduated number 7 in my class, was awarded the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship, and went on and graduated from Spelman College and Mercer, and now I'm at Mercer University. But back to Joshua's Closet International, when I went back to school, I saw other teenage parents that didn't have a support group. I did, because my parents came alongside of me. They forgave me and was able to help me rebuild myself back up to succeed in school and be who I was called to be. So we started providing diapers, clothes, baby beds, anything, all the necessities that teenage parents would need, so they wouldn't have to worry and stress about getting those needs, so they can go on to high school and finish from high school. Then we started to provide classes like financial literacy, CPR training, and healthy eating, healthy relationships, because it's not just about providing. We want to also encourage and mentor and be more of a hand up instead of a handout for the teenage parents.
Awesome. And how long has Joshua's Closet been around?
8 years now.
8 years.
Yes.
And what is the primary purpose, I guess, is providing those resources for the teenage parents.
Right, exactly. And to just bring them up and uplift them so they can be successful citizens in society today.
And how do you go about finding your recipients? I mean, do they come to you? Do you go looking for them? If I'm a teenage parent and I need some help, how would I know to find Joshua's Closet?
Okay, so we get both. We get referrals. People come to us and have heard about us in the community. But the main way we go out into the schools, and my dad here, he goes and talks to the principals and the counselors and build that relationship with them so that we can go in and have our conferences, our behavioral health conference with them. That's how we make that first connection with the students. And then they come out to our office, and that's where we hold our classes and where we continue that relationship.
Awesome. Where is Joshua's Closet located?
Well, presently we're located right downtown East Point with 1676 Thompson Avenue. If you're familiar with downtown East Point, I'm sure you are. We're right near the square, right from the Bank of America, right down between East Point Street and Church Street on Thompson Avenue. That's where we are.
And so do you help mostly East Point residents, or where do you find most of your recipients are coming from?
Well, they're pretty much in the whole entire Atlanta, and we have just all of the cities, the main cities in Atlanta.
Metropolitan cities. We work most frequently with Fulton County Schools, Atlanta Public Schools, also Douglas County, as well as DeKalb and Cobb, as well as Clayton. We've been referred to different students throughout those areas where we've actually met them, and they've come out to our office, and we've got a chance to do home visits and talk with their parents. And that's our main goal, is to, first of all, is make sure that they're productive citizens and that they graduate from high school, first of all, and then be productive parents. That's our main goal. We don't condone teenage pregnancy, none whatsoever, but because when the choice is made, we have to stand for life, and so that's what we do.
Awesome. How do you get funding for this great work that you're doing?
Okay. Well, right now, our funds come from private donors. We don't get any federal funding at this moment, hopefully soon to come. However, we have business owners and successful doctors and lawyers and people who have come alongside of us and believe in what we do and have seen the changes of the students' lives. We've had several graduate from college as well, not only Kiana, but we have several who have graduated from college and have given back as well. So that's how we generally get our funding, through stakeholders in the community.
And so, how can our listeners reach you or find out more about Joshua's Closet?
Okay. Well, they can find out through us through our website. You can go to joshuascloset.org, well, actually joshuasclosetinternational.org, or joshuascloset.org as well as Facebook. And Kiana handles all the
Social media,
social
right?
media and all of that.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook at Joshua's Closet International and Twitter at Joshua's Closet. And our phone number is 470-588-1524 or 470-588-1JCI.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all the great work that you're doing and for helping to take care of those that need a little more help. We really appreciate you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. In our District 5 economy segment, we like to introduce experts who can share information about economic development and sustainability. Please welcome Shay Watkins, the Executive Director of the Center for Working Families. Welcome to the show, Shay.
Thank you for having me.
So glad you can make it. What is the Center for Working Families, and what do you do?
Basically, the Center for Working Families focuses on family economic success for all of the families around Turner Field. So people come to us when they have lost their jobs or they want a better job. And we give them job readiness training. We put them through a job readiness 20-day boot camp. They get assigned a pathway coach where we put together a development plan for them and then help them get a job. And then once we help them get jobs, we help them move up the ladder in those jobs.
Well, that's awesome. Great work. How can families access these programs? How do they know to come to you? How do they learn about the center?
Well, we have a website, www.tcwfi.org. We're in the Dunbar Elementary Learning Center, and we're in the big complex with Dunbar Elementary, and we're in the basement. And it's a Center for Hope, and the Educare's Sheltering Arms site is there as well, and we provide subsidies for childcare at that site. So we're in that building, and our doors are always open.
Sounds good. What are some of the new or existing initiatives that you have?
Well, one of the things that we do is make sure that while people are going through this process that they have access to government benefits to sustain them. So we do a full government benefit screening, put you through the program, and then our next initiative that we'll be starting next year are sector partnerships, where we'll have people go through training around construction jobs, around truck driving jobs, and around customer service hospitality jobs, because we found that those industries are key for us in the Metro Atlanta region, and there's some need in those industries.
Well, that makes sense. How heavily does the center depend on collaborative partnerships?
Everything that we do is collaborative, absolutely. We've decided what it is that we do and do well, and the things we don't do well, we partner and collaborate. So for example, if someone comes to us and needs housing assistance, we partner with other people to help do that.
Awesome. What impact has the center had in the communities that it serves?
Well, I think that we have helped families figure out what their path is to economic sustainability. And we've also helped parents figure out how they can then teach that to their children so that you can eliminate generational poverty. And we've also taught people that just because they have lost a job or are unemployed, that that's not the end of the world, that we can help them get reskilled and retooled to go back out there and be successful.
Well, it really counts and important. How can people find out more about your organization? Where can they go to get information?
Well, you can definitely go to our website, tcwfi.org, and our address is 477 Windsor Street, and we're in the basement of the Dunbar Neighborhood Center.
Well, thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for all of the great work that you're doing in the community.
Thank you for the great work you're doing as well.
We'll be right back with Youth and Arts. As many of you know, I am a strong advocate for the arts in all of its various forms. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to an awesome community partner. Please meet Dolores Bunch Keemer, Executive Director of Giving a Hand Incorporated, and Nicole Benton of the Reconciliation Movement. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
So glad to have you here. What is Giving a Hand about, Dolores?
Well, Giving a Hand was started in 2010. At that time, I was just an individual. I had finished working for President Carter and was now working for Grady Hospital. And I wanted to go get some resources to help Grady Hospital and a number of other organizations that I work with. So I went to Staples and I asked them, what do you do with all the stuff that people return? So they asked me, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I want to give it to other nonprofits. So they said, well, write us about it, and we'll see what we can do. I wrote them. They gave me 5 pallets, and then they said, well, can you use 10? And I said, what, 10? And then they said, well, can you use 15? And I said, 15! So we got 15 pallets to start with, and then they said, well, we'll give you, since you're giving it into the community to help all the other nonprofits, we'll give you every other week, we'll give you resources, pallets and pallets of resources to help the community. So I started off just as a person, going to Staples, and it developed into a nonprofit, and I actually got my 501c3 in 2010.
That is so awesome. It always starts with just one person making one move, one
Right.
small move. So tell us about some of the projects that you're working on, in particular those relating to youth and arts.
We have, so from Staples' generosity of giving us all these resources and being a very big financial supporter of ours, we have been able to develop the house that Staples built. And what that is it's an entertainment center where we train children how to be professional performers.
Awesome.
So we'll be having a function coming up on November 20th where we'll actually be featuring about 40 really talented young people in a production. So we teach them how to be performers, athletes, professional athletes, and professional scholars. We, as you know, we also have a portion where we do science and teach children about aquaponics.
Awesome. So tell us about some of the organizations that you collaborate with in order to achieve your goals.
Okay. Well, because about 380 nonprofits come to help me or receive resources, I pick and choose who we can collaborate with at a time. My biggest collaborator is by far the Salvation Army and also Musk Ministries. They've helped me quite a bit along the years. But my newest collaborative partner, which is Nicole Benton, she is a licensed clinician. And Nicole, along with all her licensed clinicians and her association with doctors and therapists, we can make a terrific impact in at-risk and impoverished communities by doing therapeutic case management.
Awesome. So tell us about the therapeutic case management.
Yes. Reconciliation Movement is the organization that we started to provide therapeutic case management in our communities. For one, because the word mental health is kind of a taboo. People don't like to hear, oh, we want to get counseling or things like that. And so what we did about 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, we did a homeless initiative with Giving a Hand, Inc., and we created the risk assessment to go out and try to link the people that we served with different community resources to get them back on their feet. And so with that, with what we're doing with Sparkle and the other projects with Giving a Hand, we are doing risk assessments to address and identify the issues up front so that they can go through the programs without having those barriers or the obstacles that may pop up or arise because of probably mental health or substance abuse, or it could just be just something in the home that just needs some help. And that's really what the therapeutic case management is about. And in addition, we do the life skills, the life coaching, and the counseling.
So how can we as a community best help our children get prepared for the next century?
That is a great question. So the reason why the COLES function is so important is because we are working along with SideU to do the HQ Super School initiative. So I kind of brought some stuff about the HQ Super School.
So what is the HQ Super School?
It's an initiative by Steve Jobs' wife, widow, Lorraine Jobs, and what she is doing is she's asking people all over the country, if you could make a 21st century school, what would it look like? So it's made us have to come outside the box and really think about what do we want this super school to look like. It's a competition. She's invested $50 million into the competition, and so we're one of the ones that are working on making a super school for this area. The super school will affect 12 states, but it will mainly affect, and we concentrated here in Atlanta.
Awesome. And I know you had to be pretty persistent
Yes.
in order to get that connection, right?
Right. So what we're working on now is trying to make all the concepts come together. And what you mentioned about Sparkle, you know that's our initiative for the arts. We are trying to make Sparkle kind of transform into being a super school. We work with a small amount of students, about 30. But we affect about 120 students altogether. But to try to take that from being into a super school that's going to affect 500 to 1,000 kids, how do we take the concept that we developed for a small amount of kids and expand it so that with these resources she's going to give and be able to affect the kids' lives in Atlanta?
What role would the community have to play in helping gather the resources or galvanize the resources necessary for this?
Right. One of the things that is for the super school that they want us to do is to galvanize the community, is to ask the community, what is it that you would like to see a super school look like? So we have to do cards. There are a number of cards. They send you all of this information. I mean, it's a whole plethora of information. We bought the whole box just in case you want to see it. But it's a whole plethora of information, and we're supposed to actually ask the community, and they have a number of workbooks that go along with it. We're supposed to actually poll the community, find out what the community would like, and then try to incorporate the best components into the super school.
And it's actually bigger than that too, because they want the voices of the children. And what we have done, I guess, over the last 3 months now, is that we've basically been asking children, what do you think school should look like? What is it that's stopping you from learning? And we have some of this stuff actually on video, and a lot of it makes a lot of sense. And they think that's what's interesting about it, because they say ask a child, they'll tell you what it is to help them learn. And that's the most interesting part about this.
Well, that is certainly great work, and it's really an opportunity for the community and the students to shape their own school and shape their own future.
Right. To
So
shape
it's
their
a great opportunity. How can our listeners find out more about Giving a Hand and Coalition Resources?
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
Well, we're located at 620 Interchange Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30336. And the main number to the office is 678-973-0373. We will help you with any kind of efforts that you have as far as resources is concerned. And then we also have opportunities for you to volunteer. So we would love the help, and we do a lot of stuff that reaches out into the community and events and activities that reach out into the community.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming today. So glad to hear about all the great things that you're doing, the super school. Those are really type of things that excite me. But thank you again for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for all the great work you're doing in the community.
Oh, thank you.
As we close out today's show, we would like to receive words of motivation from Pastor Thomas Ashford of New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church.
I just want to encourage those that in this world that's going through some turmoil. And we realize that problems is everywhere. But we have a problem solver. And we want to encourage you that to love each other, because love can cover a lot of things. And once we start loving each other, then we can love ourselves. And I want to encourage our families, because we need more familyship. Because one thing about it, when the family pull together, everything can work well. So I want to encourage the young people, respect your parents. Because one thing about it, you will need them probably before they need you. And when you get grown, you would want your children to respect you. Respect your teachers. Because one thing, they are there for you. And one thing, when they are there for you, you got to learn how to respect them and give them the utmost respect. Even in our churches now, there seems sometimes no respect. But we must learn how to respect each other and to give each other compassion. Because more compassion we have for each other, then we can look at a person not by color, not by religion, but as a person.
Thank you, Pastor Ashford, for those words of motivation. I'd like to invite you to stay connected with my office. You can reach me anytime in the office, online, and of course on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for watching District Dialogues. We'll see you next time.